nice. I figured we get some vibes going.
I like it. Look,
Real talk. We don't need to do the show. We could have just done this 2 hours.
I spent last weekend with my sister, and she just dialed up a channel on Pluto TV that was it was Vivo 80s, just 80s videos.
Yes.
So
videos.
I love me some Vivo.
Okay. Yeah. So she only watches 3 things on television. Golden Girls, Judge Judy, and 227.
Yes. Okay. She sound cool.
Yeah. She's all right.
All right, here we go. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Black Guy Who Tells podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Henry.
And we are live today on what appears to be a Wednesday.
Yes.
And we have guests.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 2 of our favorite special guests. Okay.
Yes.
We listen to their podcast. You may listen to it. It's called The War Report. We got Shalewa, Sharp, and Gastor Almonte. What's going on, y'all?
Hello.
Was good. I admittedly normally I would be touched when somebody calls me like one of their favorites, but you also like just demonstrated how low the bar is to be your favorites. When Shy just said like, yeah, I like her based off of 3 TV shows that her sister watches, like that's all it takes to be on Rod's cool list. Like, okay.
You sound cool.
Yeah.
I'm not saying no, but man, like
listen. If you watch Judge Judy, 227, and Golden Girls, I mean, you're basically watching like half of my childhood. That's what me and my grandmama used to watch.
Yeah,
that's a whole era of TV that I'm never gonna get over. Like, and I'm giving Judge Judy the like People's Court treatment. Like People's Court was my Judge Judy, but she just an evolution of that. So
yeah, that's true.
I hope
it is a lot, though. It's a lot of. I mean, it's a lot of Golden Girls. Just like a channel of Golden Girls or a channel of Judge Judy.
They made enough. They've been around syndication checks.
I mean, honestly, if you could just go back and stay in that era, why not? It's not like the world got better. It's just been worse. It's been downhill from there.
That's true. You know, I saw a tweet yesterday that was like, remember Forgive or Forget, hosted by Mother Love. And that was a talk show where I don't know where they found Mother Love, but she would have people on who had some sort of issue with a loved one. And there's a door. And after the person discussed the issue, Mother Love would say, okay, stand in front of the door and we'll see if they forgive you or if they say forget you. And you stand in front of the door and then the door opens and maybe the person's there, but maybe not.
And
devastating.
Honestly, like we need like a expose. What happened to Mother Love? Because I don't know anything
happened to Mother Love
behind the scenes.
She had an era of like a year or 2 of TV and it just disappeared into the ether to never be seen again.
There were a few of those talk show hosts that just like, I'm like, are they okay? Richard Bay, is he okay?
That's my man right there. Yo, I'm so pro Richard Bay. Yeah, I still watch like the skinniest man in the world contest. Like those tapes, those are my favorite episodes. You have like real like dudes that weigh like 90 pounds crawling on the poles and then flexing no muscles. It was fire.
What? Like and what? Like
Richard Bay, like once a year had like the skinniest man in the world competition.
Oh,
and he would bring like 5 scrawny dudes, and they would like come out in like bikinis and like flex. They're like non-muscles, and I was like, "Yo, that's so much body positivity. That's beautiful." You know,
that was back when we were giving anybody a chance on network TV.
Yeah, right.
It was like you get a shot. We don't know. Maybe it'll work. What you gonna do, Sally Jesse Raphael? I don't know. Ricky Lake, you get
come on through.
Yeah,
Ricky Lake was my shit. Ooh.
She literally was just like, I've been in 2 John Waters movies, and they're like, that's enough. Give her a show.
Yeah.
10-year run too, yo.
Yeah. She couldn't run. The thing about Ricky Lake I loved was she couldn't control nobody. Not the audience. Not like you bringing on people to have conflict, and this person can't mediate conflict at all. She's she might as well be us in the audience. She's just like, oh, they fighting, y'all.
Somebody come handle it.
Yeah, go to commercial. Oh, we can't go to commercial. I don't know, guys. They're gonna keep fighting. This is crazy.
Surprised every time.
Yes,
every time, and I'm like, Ricky, baby, this happened yesterday. Like,
I know you were at the meeting. You know what I mean? Like we talked about it.
Like Jerry Springer and Phil Donahue felt like they were conducting.
They
felt like they were conducting like an orchestra or a circus where they knew a fight was coming, and then when it happened, they would like sit back like, "Look what I have done, everyone! We got the fight we wanted." Ricky Lake every single time is like, "Stop fighting! What? We can't use our words."
Okay, just waving those oversized like index cards around. Okay, everyone. Okay.
Calm down, like a teacher just lost control of the classroom.
These might be some teacher.
These might be some huge shoulder pads, but they're not football shoulder pads. Everybody, these are fashion shoulder pads to make me look like a grown up. Okay, stop fighting. She felt like a substitute teacher.
Mm-hmm. Yes, come on through shoulder pads. I used to hate shoulder pads. I would cut mine off. My mama would be hot. I'd be like, "Look, mama, I do not have square shoulders. This doesn't make sense." I would cut all my shoulder pads out of all my shit.
My mother would take the ones that I cut out and put them in her jacket. She was like, "Whatever. I'm a power woman. I'll just put these in mine.
I'm a businesswoman.
I'm busy."
Like nobody's like this.
There was a time where you could just get, after a certain point, they were like, "All right, we'll put Velcro on the back of them, so you could attach them or take them off with ease." But I was like trying to cut them out, and she's like, "You're messing up these shirts."
Me too.
Just walk with confidence or something, but you can't be cutting these things out. And so I just gave them to her, and she used them.
Ricky Lake felt like 3 kids in a trench coat to me. You know, just like the other people had like gray hair. They were a little bit older. You know, one of them had tried to be the mayor of Chicago and stuff like this. You just out here. They just rolled you out on like a stretcher, like set you up and said, "All right, you conduct this thing. We're gonna bring on the Klan and some Panthers, and I'm just gonna watch them fight."
What was wrong about that show is that like the network wanted you to see she was incompetent, because right after she was done, they would be like, "Okay, we're gonna put on Jenny Jones now, so you can see what a woman looks like that knows what she's doing." Like it's like, yo, that's grimy. That this is someone that knows how to run to talk to people.
Shoulders. Jenny Jones was giving it to you.
Straight up. People got out of hand. She stood in the pocket. She was with it. Like, yeah, go ahead. I'm from Chicago.
Right.
What up?
Oh, wow. She wasn't scared. I was scared. We were going to Ricky Lake one time. She was going to be outside the studio. Like, whoa, that's crazy in there, y'all. They fighting.
Reporter from Lot C. Ma'am, if you don't get back in there.
Do you guys remember Morton Downey Jr.?
Yeah, wasn't he like before Maury and
he was before Maury, yes.
Okay.
So, but after Geraldo. So he was like he would question people with his foot on the chair smoking a cigarette.
Yeah,
he was like,
this was back in the day, kids.
This was like, yeah, he definitely was just like, so what's the deal? You don't like black people? And like the lighting was terrible and there's smoke everywhere and it felt like you were in an interrogation room on a 1970s like police drama. I was fascinated by him. I'm like, you're so disrespectful. You're just blowing smoke in their face. This feels like a low.
He was the innovator that really brought trash TV to the forefront.
Yeah.
Like because he was a pioneer, he didn't get as much credit because like the height of trash TV was like Maury and Jerry Springer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, I remember the trash talk was getting too big when like Oprah started dabbling in trash talk shit where everyone. So I'm like, damn, Oprah, you too. But that's how much people were watching it.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true. Oprah was like, I'm Oprah Winfrey. I am above this. She was like, stop that bullshit.
Well,
she never went back.
Oprah slick. I love Oprah because she's so slick with it. She does trash. She does like highfalutin trash.
Yes.
Because like it's still trash, but we don't think of Oprah as doing trash TV anymore. But she'll like come out of retirement to be like, oh, it's royal family trash.
That was so trashy. I was like, you are in the mix in a way you don't need to be.
Yeah. Like she went viral with memes of her reactions to they trash.
Yeah.
The same way it would be if it was Jerry Springer talking to like somebody who didn't know who the baby mama with that baby daddy was. Mm-hmm. But she would just be like, oh, and then the queen said, what? Oh,
right. What?
Be my good side, you know. She was so good, man. But
I'm here for it.
I remember my favorite moment that is high elevated trash for Oprah is when John Edwards was running for president, and he had a whole ass baby with his mistress who was like the photographer for his campaign. Right. And she brought the mistress on.
Yes, she did.
And was interviewing this woman. And oh boy, it was appointment TV. I made it home early that night.
It broke. It put like this: if the internet would have been around, it'd have broke the internet because everybody was like, "Oh my god!"
Yes. Oh, so good.
Wow.
I knew Oprah was like legit because like my mom was like, "Yo, everything got to stop. We got to watch Oprah." And you need to understand the reason that's so powerful is because she didn't speak English. Like, she just wanted to be around the energy of it and to tell me, I saw it. I don't know what they was talking about, but you saw what she did after they said
Somebody go ask me.
Yo, straight up. That lady had a gift.
She's the best, man. She would get like interview responses out of people and shit that just other people weren't getting. Like I think the crazy Tom Cruise interview is hers, the one where he jumped on the couch and shit.
It is.
Yeah.
And you just know, like, low key, she's just like, this is a horrible look for him, but it's a great look for me. Keep rolling. Yeah, Tom.
You getting this from all angles, right? All cameras on Tom?
You know, do something with the couch, Tom. Do something with the couch. Maybe hop on there or something. Show everybody your love.
No, explain how much you're in love with. What was that? Was that for Katie Holmes?
Yeah.
You know what, y'all? Oprah Winfrey is so bad as good at her job that they have never found anyone to get the rating she had at that 4:00 to bring the news in ever since she left. They have rotated umpteen shows in and out that spot because a lot of the news stations used to love her because she rolled right into the news. So you would have like the highest rate of people watch. And then his WSOC TV, like they was like, yeah, we got Oprah Winfrey. Like it was the motherfucking shit to have her on there so she could roll you into your local news. And when she left, the ratings dipped, and they tried, but they never got anybody to get the ratings that she got at that time slot.
I wonder right now who Oprah would, like, who's her list of people she would like. I'd actually come out of retirement for a day to interview this person, you know? Because I feel like she probably has like a list that's very short, and that's why she only comes back like once every 3 years to do one interview in like prime time.
Right.
And I'm wondering like who's on the list now, because I feel like people are so accessible with social media. At this point, we almost know too much about people. Like we don't have the reclusive stars anymore, where it's like, oh, when they do the Oprah interview, we'll know what Tom Cruise thinks.
Right.
Now it seems like Tom Cruise is doing like a news, like it seems like he's doing fucking interviews everywhere for these press tours and stuff. So I bet it's somebody like Hunter Biden or some shit. Like
I mean, someone in the comments just said Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Yeah, I can see that.
Perhaps. I mean, like, I feel like that's probably the only person that Beyonce would probably want to talk to.
Agreed. Because
and even then,
no bullshit.
I feel like Beyonce wants what she wants to say, like, laid out. And I feel like Oprah, that may not even happen because Oprah would probably be like, yeah, but when do I get to Oprah?
Right, exactly.
You know, like, I see that you got a statement and you want to say this, but I gotta pull something out of you.
I agree.
If I'm Oprah.
Yeah. Exactly. So, unless I'm gonna be able to bring Solange out as a surprise or some shit, this ain't gonna work.
Yo, I was delivering potato chips for Frito-Lay when Oprah was freaking interviewing Jay-Z out in Marcy. And like that was my route. So like I was driving through and just like a pack of people was walking on the middle of the street. And like you have to understand like how much I wanted to crash the truck just to like see if it was real. You know? Because like I lowered the window. I'm like, yo, why is everybody on the street? And just having kids yell out, Oprah talking to Jay. Oprah talking to Jay. That doesn't seem like a real answer. You know, like, no way that's
right. No, that doesn't. Like,
yo, and they don't come out for like a week or two. So, like, I got no proof of that. So, like, just in my head, I'm like, yo, these people in Marcy are fucking with me. Like, I don't know what's going on. Straight up, B.
I love the idea of kids yelling out, like first you rolling down the window, like, "Pardon me, sir, what's all the hubbub?" You know.
The kids wearing that newsy cap. They had a paper. Extra, read all about it.
Extra.
Oh, it was hype. It was bike. Homie was on the bike. Like Oprah talking to Jay. Oprah talking to Jay.
That's
we don't. Funny. I don't think we even have a caliber of interview person that is on Oprah's level now. We don't like. I think Gail kind of took over, but we look at Gail as like little Oprah. You know what I mean? Right. Like it's you like a friend. You know, like it's kind of the same, but not really. But we appreciate you. But we don't really have a interviewer like that right now.
No, I don't think so. I see right now what's hot is deadpan white women asking people questions. So maybe that's what we're looking in the wrong place. Maybe it's time to give Aubrey Plaza her own show.
You know, honestly, it's our fault because
look at Cameron's face.
It's our fault because we mocked.
Like, who is these people?
We mocked the acoustic guitars out of white women's hands, and that was on us because now idle hands are the devil's workshop or something because they have been busy just all over the place doing shit that I'm like, go back to singing T.I. in an ironic manner, please.
Right? Yeah. Why'd we give them? They just trying to make cute little cover songs. If they want to sing Usher's "Yeah" from now until eternity, I should have let them do it.
Yeah, I fucked up. That was on me. I had a lot of jokes.
That was on us.
And they took that shit personally and was like, okay, we'll do something else.
Fine, I'll interview Drake. I'm like, God damn it.
No,
look what you did, Rod. Every time I see a white lady at Michael's, I just hug them and say thank you. You know, stay here. You know? Making candles, you know.
Appreciate you. These are the
hobbies.
Stick to the rivers and I
hope your grandbaby like that quilt you about to make them.
Real talk. You know, I wear that scarf, whatever keeps you away.
Right.
You know?
I mean, that's a good point because now I'm confused. I bought a ukulele.
See? What's going on out here?
I don't know. We all switching sides. I don't know.
To apologize to some people on YouTube?
No, for nothing. For nothing.
That's like the white woman. That's the white woman apology kit now. They give you a ukulele and a webcam.
Yeah. I got all the things. I got all the things necessary except for the ability to play the ukulele. But that might not. I mean, I shouldn't let that stop me.
It ain't stop nobody.
It probably, you know what? If you just hold it and play a ukulele track in the background and just act like it's you, nobody will know.
No, that's true.
All the songs sound the same. It's not like there's a ukulele jam that we know. It's like,
ukulele pop.
Yeah, they don't have like a Bobby McFerrin of ukuleles where we like, yo, that one ukulele song, though.
You remember that rap song with that ukulele? That shit was banging, bro.
Maybe I'll do a cover of "Sorry 2004" by Ruben Studdard.
Sorry for what? I don't know.
I don't know.
Sorry.
The worst the offense, the cue to the instrument you play. You know?
That's true.
Yes.
That's true. If I nail the ukulele, I'm throwing the kazoo in there.
Yeah.
Kazoo.
I think Shalewa murdered somebody.
I know.
Gotta be that shit that only people that are like deep into music and white people would know what it is. You'd be like, what is that? A piccolo? What is that? Who plays the piccolo? I thought it was a flute.
Piccolo. That's serial killer. You gotta But y'all have a podcast. It's called The War Report.
Yes.
And we love it. You do video on Spotify.
Yes,
I watch it on the video sometimes because I need to see y'all's faces every once in a while.
I watch the video too.
You know, if I'm cooking or something and I'm like, you know, y'all, I hear a reaction. I'm like, let me see Shalewa's face when he said that.
It's always my face.
It is. And I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm so glad y'all are on here because I want to let y'all know how much joy you bring to my work week. Like I actually work from home, which is a good thing. So I'm sitting here and I'm working from home, and my favorite part of the show, I'm not even gonna lie, and I sorry I got the pick on you, Gastor, is Gastor is so New York, and he literally knows nothing outside of New York City. Anything that's not a bodega or walking distance, he's like, the fuck is this? And it just kills me because the thing about Shalewa is that she understands the world is bigger than that. So sometimes she has to explain things to him, and it's just hilarious. But it also has helped you grow because now you use lotion. Your wife don't have to get all scratched up no more. So I like the dynamic, because you just take pride in scratching that poor woman to death.
Hell yeah! Listen,
what is happening here?
I admit that I have opportunity. Okay, it is what it is, and I'm appreciative. I have a great friend, who's willing to share her knowledge. I'd be stupid not to realize that people know more than me. So yeah, it took me 30 some odd years to realize, oh, this lotion thing is caught on for a reason. I should try it. I made the investment. I was very excited, frustrated but excited when I started making that pivot. And you will continue to see growth. Shalewa will continue to enlighten me. I don't know if I'm ready to leave New York ever. But in my heart, know that I am trying my best to be open to the idea.
I like that. There's two things. First of all, I like that you're always willing to be like, I don't know, know, because I think that's one of the major problems in the world. Just not to make it too big, but honestly, in the fucking world. Is so many people just want to seem like they know some shit they don't know.
I don't know.
And people put them in charge and shit. It's like I'm just looking around isn't it obvious this motherfucker don't know what he's talking about? And everybody's like, I don't know. He got a lot of money. It seems like Elon knows what he's doing. We should give him the company. And you're no. What is this bullshit? So that's one of the things that I really love about that. The second thing is Karen will be in here sometimes and it's almost always the same shit. She'll be cracking up. And I'm in the other room cleaning up or cooking or something. And I just come in what's going on? And she just barely can put a sentence together because she's laughing so hard. And it'll always be something like, Gastor don't know you can't wear Timberlands to the beach or whatever. Yeah.
Hey, listen.
It's so hilarious. But I love it because it's you, if that makes sense. It is genuinely you. And I think that's what makes it so funny to me.
Karen, and the thing is, I just went to Mexico. I tried, yo. When I tell you I put effort into being as summer as I could be, okay? I bought shorts. I ain't owned shorts since the 90s. And one was popping when I wore shorts last time, okay? It was me and Stephon Marbury wearing them shorts, okay? But I bought Dickies for this trip. I had shorts on the whole time. I mismeasured, so my Dickies came to my calf, but they were shorts, They were shorts. I wore them I wore different shorts every day, full on matching Dickies outfits. I brought a pair of 4s, and I brought some Penny Hardaway 2s, and I wore those to the beach. Gabby said you got to wear slippers, so I didn't wear socks. I figured that was a compromise.
That's not
It's close, Karen. It's close. I can do.
Okay, I give you compromise. Okay.
Because there's still pictures of me online. My previous beach trip, I am fully in Tim's. I got long sleeve Dickies.
How long you think you get the sands out of them bitches?
Listen, that is a Gabby concern. I went to the beach in support of her vision of happiness. So when I got home, the laundry was not a Gastor thing. Admittedly, I'm pretty sure she just threw them out.
Yeah, I would have too, because it's like glitter. You ain't gonna never get rid of it.
I get it, but that was the price for my wife to be happy. Okay, so I went to the beach. I did the beach. Yeah. We here, and maybe 10 years from now, I'll be willing to try slightly shorter shorts. I don't know. I don't know if I can do it.
I give you that 1 inch at a time. I feel you.
How are you not a Muppet, man? This is.
I mean,
this is insane.
And baby, the thing that really killed me about that last episode he sounded like you when you go to dinner parties. He was like, we go to dinner parties to talk. I was like, you sound like Roger. Roger's like, the fuck is we doing all this talking for?
I was listening while I was cutting my hair, and I never related to a man so hard. I was like, absolutely, bro. What the fuck? It really does. It feels like if you were an alien and you landed at a dinner party, you'd quickly be able to see like, oh, this is kind of some bullshit. But but like, because we're supposed to be adults, we have to be like, oh no, it's totally reasonable and comfortable. Let's get fancy and sit in this house and pretend to be people we're not.
I mean, the best way I could look at it, especially in that particular situation, is that dinner party was a few people just trying to do their best. So all you can do is meet their energy. But I had not even considered that a dinner party would be something that you would need to be coached through, or you would have like strong opinions of, or I just thought, it's like if you're with your friends, but maybe there's some other people and you sit around and you talk. Right. But as Gastor was going, I was like, oh no, I guess this all makes sense that you would feel that way.
It's a different setting. And for somebody like me, that's my jam, because I just like to motherfucking talk. Like, I'm an extrovert. I talk about motherfucking nothing. We can talk about the paint, the wire. I don't give a fuck. Let's just chit chat and talk. But if you are introvert, or you like, what the fuck is this? That atmosphere can be like a culture shock to you. Almost like, I don't understand. We do nothing.
I like talking about things. I don't think that's a high bar, but I like to talk about things. I feel like at business functions, at these like formal things, people are trying to trick you into being like, we're talking about something you're not.
Agreed.
It's just like, oh, well, what do you think about the weather today? And you're like, look, man, this is not a real conversation. This is some bullshit.
Yes, it is.
Right. We don't need to have it. Real talk. Like, I already, like, the thing is, like, I already like y'all. Like, I'm here.
Right.
We could just sit in silence and eat this food, and it'll be just fine. I promise you, yo. Like, I'm not gonna talk shit about you tomorrow because we didn't have something fun to say. We've had fun things to say for years. This could have been a down night. Enjoy the meal. Keep it moving. I don't need to hear about how the painting was painted on in a weird stroke and it reminds you of the beach, and you did it so that it could bring you into peace when you enter this room for the 30 seconds that you pass through it between the living room and the kitchen. That is madness, my G. We had like a 2-hour conversation about that. About
you put on
in one room.
You put on slacks in your own house for this.
Yo,
you know right. Like I'm more of a pajama friend. Like, oh, you already got your pajamas on? Cool. Cut the TV on and talk about whatever the fuck happens organically.
Rod, I had to get my outfit approved.
Right.
You understand? I don't do that no more in my life. I got dressed and I had to go to my wife. Hey, is this okay? That's not a thing I do. But I knew that I would have just gone out with my normal shit. I would have like never heard the end of it. It would have been a topic the next day. You saw what Gastor was wearing I didn't want that for her.
Because it's a lot of hidden rules where it's like, we're gonna be drinking wine. Don't get too drunk or tipsy though. Just enough wine to be sassy, everyone. Like this weird shit like that. Where don't eat too much food and too fast because then it'll look weird. We're gonna have courses tonight, so make sure you get the right fork. Like, nigga, what are y'all doing? Just fucking order.
Just put all the food out there at once. I do agree with that one.
Just fucking order something and let's pretend to be cool.
Why is this a 3-course meal?
Turn on Judge Judy and 227.
I mean, look, that's later. I laughed at how I was the one giving Gastor advice about this thing because I don't talk to anyone in a crowd, like in any setting. I just chill, like, that's nice. And so it's wild that I was like, no, you have to, I get it. And those are the kind of people you were, okay, so this is probably why they, all that kind of stuff. When I truly don't talk to anyone. But I'm also
Sha has been on shows with me, and I've had people ask me if we really co-host the show together because of how little she'll say to people at the show, including myself. She's just chilling. She in the cut.
It's like I'm totally cool with us just being silent. It's not no pressure.
Yeah.
To me, that's the best kind of friendship. It's like there's
Yeah.
no pressure. It's not like I'm not talkative, but I never have anything to say. It's just like I'd never want to force have something to say. That feels the worst. It's like, I guess since we're staring at each other, what do you do for a living?
That's for me and Roderick, because we talk on the podcast 5 days a week and all this stuff. A lot of times when we go out, we have like iPods, iPads. We like, kind of in our own world. And for some reason, it offends the servers. And they just feel
some of them get it. The cool ones get it, and those are my favorite ones. Who are just like, oh, I get it. Y'all reading comic books. Cool. Y'all gonna be an easy thing.
Yeah, I ain't gonna get no complaint. Everybody gonna eat their food.
Every once in a while, we get one of those hopeless romantic motherfuckers. It's like, do we not believe in words anymore?
Do we not like each other? Oh, y'all even married?
Can y'all stare each other in the eyes while y'all eat this food? Like, calm the fuck down.
Right?
Jesus. The other thing though about the lotion, it reminds me of my coworker, Sydney Castillo. He came to work one day and he's just like, Rod, did you know about like you could like put on lotion right after you get out the shower? I was like, yeah, all the time.
That's when most people put it on.
He was like, dog, I feel so soft.
They're discovering something that women are like, yeah, that's why I put it on, because that's like the best time, because your pores are open.
It was like,
it lasts longer.
It was like, yeah, this girl told me to do it, man. And honestly, man, I can't believe I ain't been doing this my whole life.
It changes your world. You don't get dry as quick.
But like, who do I blame that? Like, because that's not a convo my dad was gonna have with me.
Let me tell you what, patriarchy. It's y'all fault.
And that's the thing. I feel like my son deserves better, but that would also be, without question, the deepest conversation we've ever had. I don't know if I could broach that.
And you know what? You know what, guys?
I don't know how to talk to him about it. Like, I no idea how to bring that up. Listen, son, at some point, you're not going to have this blessing of just perfect skin. You should start now. I don't know. It feels so weird. That's so personal, I'd much rather talk to him about like masturbating. Like, listen, you're gonna start doing that.
You feel uncomfortable.
Way easier. But
introduce the lotion in that discussion, Gastor.
Okay.
Kind of roll it. Like so your skin won't peel.
And then go, what?
Lotion on your penis is way easier than lotion on your elbow. Like, way easier.
You'd be like, I'm gonna help you help your mate out. Lotion, be sure it smell good, scrub it down. Don't nobody want no funky balls up in their face, little shit like that. Just basic care. And I know it's the small things. Like for a lot of single men, until they get like a woman around them, they don't realize something as simple as putting a mat on the floor when you step out the shower. They just step out on the shower barefoot, and you're like, the fuck? I could slip, I could fall, like put something down here for my feet. Like this don't make no sense. But that's something that men don't even think about. They just put their raw feet on. But
you also then have to have the discussion of, if you put it down there once, that's not the only time you put it down. You will at some point have to pick it up and wash it. And then put down a clean one. Because I don't know if I want to step on the rug that was inherited from, like, that's just, I don't know. It was here when we moved in and it looked clean.
No.
Full transparency, I just now understood why Gabby's been asking me to do that. Like, right now, Karen. Like, I just got that. She gets mad at me about it, but she never explains. I get it now. I thought it was just she was mad about the floor being wet. I didn't think of the slipping part. That's fair. Okay.
Because you get out the cold floor, your feet wet, like anything could be. Like for me, I don't want to fall, so I'm like that. And I put mats in the tub, particularly if you got a tub that doesn't have like the built-in ruffles or wrinkles. I put a mat in the tub. I'm not trying to fall in the tub.
Yep. All right. Let's get to some news, everybody. Okay. Let's talk about current events. I'm gonna play music right here for about 30 seconds, so I know where to put the commercials later. And then we'll be right back. All right, let's get into the news. Okay, stuff is happening, everybody. I think the big first major news happened right before the show started.
Okay, now you know I missed it. What happened?
Sinead O'Connor died.
Oh, for real? I didn't know
Distraught.
that.
I'm so distraught. Yeah.
I hate to hear that.
Yeah, 56 years old. No cause of death has been released and stuff, but people have been talking about her very open discussion about her mental health and all that stuff. I think she had a child that died by suicide like this year, I believe, at like 17. So like,
wow.
Yeah, but I think Sinead O'Connor is such an interesting person because I think a lot of folks had a track in mind for her of like, she's gonna be the biggest like star pop person of all time. Like, she's a white girl. She sang that motherfucking Prince. And we was like, this motherfucker right here. And then she was like, you know what? Fuck the Pope on SNL. It was like, I can do live shows the rest of my life. I don't give a fuck about trying to be the biggest star in the world. And like, I'm shaving my head. Fuck all this shit. And I really feel like, a lot of people like have a respect for her that that they wouldn't have had if she had went the pop route in a way.
That's true. And also, I know it might sound weird, but she was kind of pre-Britney Spears, because when Britney Spears kind of had that breakdown like that, a lot of people kind of took it for a joke. And some people said, hey, y'all, there's something really wrong here. Like, this is abnormal behavior. Yeah, she's a superstar, but
she was the original, like, crazy pop star punchline.
Well, there's a Sinead O'Connor documentary on Showtime that came out last year that I watched, and I got all weepy watching it because I've been a fan of hers since her first album. And she, they have photos and everything. She's a beautiful young woman, long dark hair, and they were trying to put her like, yo, let's put you in a half shirt and have you out here. And she was like, nope, and shaved her head before that first album. Yeah. And then released a couple of songs. There's one song that she released called I Want Your Hands on Me, and MC Lyte is on the remix. Like, she came out like, nah, I'm not doing what you think I'm going to do. And that has been the trajectory across the board. And in this documentary, it talks about how, the thing on SNL where she ripped up the photo of the Pope, and then she was booed at a big concert, like one of those Farm Aid type concerts, and she was booed there. And I had forgotten about, there was a time where she didn't want, I think she was doing a concert at like a baseball stadium, and they say they normally play the national anthem, and she was like, well, I'd rather that not happen. And they're like, Sinead O'Connor is un-American. And it's like, yeah, no, she's Irish. What the yeah. She don't give a fuck. And overall, she don't give a fuck, but she definitely don't give a fuck about our Stars and Stripes. Let's get it. Let's get it straight. And I just got kind of weepy looking at how dirty she was done. She was done so dirty for so long. And then she had her own demons and shit that she was working through. Right. And so like, I am distraught, but I hope, even though this is like a hokey thing that people say, like, I hope they'll find peace wherever. I truly hope that her spirit is finding some sort of peace somewhere.
Yeah.
Because like, just so much turmoil she's been through. And I usually, if anyone follows me on Twitter, they know that I tend to throw a be easy at a celebrity death because, especially people who like affected me in some way. But I haven't felt this kind of be easy since like DMX, where I'm like, yo, I hope your spirits are like happy wherever you end up. Cause man, you went through it here in this realm.
Yeah. It's also like that thing where people are so envious and covetous of like fame and celebrity and shit. And I'm like, man, they be putting people through some shit, man. Like, it's like, this shit ain't normal. And I don't know what other cautionary tales have to exist for people to be like, I don't know, maybe don't be so worried about like being the most famous motherfucker on the earth, because it seems like it's a lot of fucking pressure.
Yeah. And she was like in her 20s, like late 20s, early dirt. Like, think about if you're that age now, think about that kind of shit. A whole country deciding they don't like you.
Right.
What? That's insane.
In other celebrity news, it's still kind of sad, but think about, Michael K. Williams had a fatal overdose.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've sentenced the person who was a drug dealer to 2.5 years in prison. It's a 72-year-old man, and he's got to do a 30-month sentence. And after that, he'll get 3 years of supervised release, and he must attend an inpatient drug treatment facility for the first year. So this might be controversial to say, I don't know, but I don't think these punitive, like, you sold the drugs to the person that overdosed things, I don't think they help anyone. It might make people feel a way of like there's some karmic balance of like, finally, you basically, I like this person and they OD'd and now someone's gonna pay for it, quote unquote. But I mean, this person has to do in treatment drug. This means they were on drugs.
Yes.
Right.
Like,
right.
What are we?
Another issue in itself.
This
right.
feels like we haven't learned shit from like we need to put all the crackheads in prison for life. Where you just like, that is not how you treat people that have a drug dependency problem. Mm-hmm. And I think they're just compounding the problem. And personally, even as a fan of Michael K. Williams, this don't make me feel better.
No.
I think it's wild.
Yeah, that's kind of wild because I live on a block where the corner of my block is a corner of commerce, I like to call it. There's a lot of business happening. Yes, and so I see how the merchandise is exchanged a good bit, and it's not like somebody is coming down and like hey, I got what you need here in the trunk. Come here. I don't know why everything I'm doing is in a 1920s voice. I don't know what's going on.
Listen, governors, get out of here. You see?
Come on down to the. But it's not like that. It's other users handing off.
Right.
And so I'm like, well, I don't think if you catch the person who supplied this and you look at the situation. He's 72. He needs to be in a program. Are you really like, we got the mastermind? I don't think so. Right. And so how is this helping?
And if this person, like I think in people's minds, it's like Michael K. Williams, like, hey, I like to buy 2 drugs, please. And then the person's like, yes, bring my fentanyl. Like, that's not how it's happening. People are accidentally overdosing. The shit is unregulated, so people might not even know how much stuff is in what and all that shit. But and then also, the amount of fucking cheap ass fentanyl on the streets. This is the drug war thing all over again. Mm-hmm. It's not making a dent in it. It's the incentive when people sell drugs. They're not thinking necessarily that far into the future of like, oh no, I'll do more time in prison with this. They're thinking I'll sell more drugs with this. That's what they're thinking. So yeah, it's a very, I don't know. I think it's a very carceral mind state to be like, let's get the motherfuckers that got high with him or the motherfuckers that gave him drugs or sold him drugs as they are addicts as well. It just feels like this isn't helping.
Listen, 2 things. One, I genuinely love y'all, so I'm gonna reveal something about myself here. Okay. One, Sinead O'Connor was just before my time, so I had very little to share about that. But she's important in my life because she was the person that showed me the power of Google. Because to me, growing up, I thought she was a black person the whole time. I would just hear my cousins mention her in conversation. I thought she was like a serious black news reporter, mainly because they would just talk about things that she was doing. So it wasn't until like 2002 when like I had Google on my own computer that I was able to figure out, oh, this is a white lady that sings, not like someone dealing with real issues in our end of the world. So yeah,
that's the most beautiful eulogy,
real talk, and
I've ever heard.
So for that, thank you, like just for showing me what kind of information was out there. In terms of,
I don't blame you, honey.
I wasn't sure. share that, Karen. Like,
no, you absolutely should.
It's a safe space for you to share that.
This is safe.
Now that you say it, she does sound like a black woman that will host an NPR.
Right,
Sinead O'Connor.
Exactly.
Real talk. Like we was looking for Oprah's replacement. I thought it was her. I was like, oh, okay, Sinead O'Connor should get that show. In terms of Michael K. Williams dealer, I feel like this man should be like leading seminars. Okay, like this man is 71 years old. Think about how charming you have to be a 71-year-old that wins Michael K. Williams' drug business. Like he's got options.
Right.
There's other cool drug dealers telling, hey, I got all the product. My man is 71 at Hollywood parties saying, nah, but you got to fuck with me. I know I'm walking with a cane, but trust me. I know the real party drugs. He convinced a really popular actor from Brooklyn who knows his shit.
Yeah.
Nah, B, this 71-year-old man, he's tapped in. Like that dude, he the plug. That is wild.
Other people probably would have, at that age, you just be a Walmart greeter.
Straight up, exactly. That's what he should have been. But he was so good at his job. He stole business from 20, 30, 40-year-olds, way like people that are at the peak of their life. This man at 71, crushing the market, admittedly, too well. Okay, I get it.
True.
But
that was somebody, like when this dude got like caught up as the one who sold the drugs, it was like rival drug dealers like, that's who got the Michael K. Williams.
I was upset.
Real like, imagine those dudes' bosses.
Right.
You lost to that man? You lost to
Right.
No, that's grandfather's like home. He played spades with my dad. He's beating you for the business?
He probably got like an old man name and shit too. It's like, fuck, Ebenezer got that?
You lost to Ulysses?
Eugene? Yeah.
Yes, that was Carlos Machi. And even the David Simon, the creator of The Wire, he wrote a plea to the court pleading for leniency too. Like he's like, dog, did y'all even watch The Wire? It's a crap. Y'all making it worse. Speaking of other old people, that's got to go away for a while. Mitch McConnell.
Okay.
What happened?
Somebody got to put him in rice, Karen, because he
shorted out. He shorted out.
Okay. I got the video. I'm going to show it to everybody.
He froze. Did he have a glitch?
He was doing a press conference. As much shit as they talk about Joe Biden, boy, I swear he ain't never hit this one yet. Mitch McConnell was addressing the media, and here it is. This is the clip. Let me make it bigger.
String of
Is he?
The audio didn't cut out. He just stopped talking.
Is he okay?
This is still live. I didn't pause it. This is still happening. We're only halfway done.
Okay, Mitch. So I'm sure it's good back to you. You want to say anything else to the press? Okay.
And now they're kind of trying to escort him off. A couple people asked him, is he okay? He doesn't really seem to know which way to go to leave the stage.
of arts and cooperation.
So I do appreciate this camera work. And I want to try something. I want to accentuate the camera work real quick. This, I think it works better if I do it like this. Let me see. I'm gonna make this full screen and then do this.
Of arts and cooperation.
Now imagine if it did this at the same time. It kind of works.
Yeah.
Kind of works. Still works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, man, he glitched for so long, the song ain't even long enough for that.
Yeah, you gotta wait.
The part that I enjoy is such a harsh word to use. Something I noticed was in that time where he's silent and everyone around him is like, they look at each other like, he's silent, he'll get it together. and they all just kind of wait, and then the click of like, we should get him. Like, it was such a, like, it was the agreement twice of just like, he'll get out of this. Oh, he won't. We have to get him now. Like, it was, and there was still a strong like 10 to 12 seconds in between that.
And this is the reason that I like. It's not even a consideration about me voting for Joe Biden,
right?
Because I'm not playing games. Like, sure, I'd love for Kamala Harris to come out the rafters and be like, actually, that's Kamala Harris's music, but it's not gonna happen,
right?
But the reason why is the other motherfuckers are just worse at everything. Even the shit they were supposed to be like, Joe Biden, the old doddering asshole man. Oh, here's our Senate leader.
Right.
My bad. Control Alt Delete on him real quick. Nope, that's not working. All right, let's just walk him off stage. It's like every fucking thing y'all say, y'all are worse at, you know? Joe Biden got a drug head son. Have you seen the Trumps? Have you met the Trumps? Like, everything is worse over there. You're not giving me alternatives, okay? I need some fucking real alternatives if you're going to stop playing around. But good luck to this man. All right.
I got empathy, man. I feel like he was on stage and he saw the Grim Reaper. And he was like, oh, shit, like, it's coming for me, you know? And it's time, you know?
I don't want to say I'm petty, because that's the wrong word. I'm just keeping that same energy.
Right.
When I say I hate these motherfuckers, I really do be meaning it. It's not a joke. Like, even as an empath, all that bullshit, listen, there's certain people they on the outside. You know what I mean? And it's by choice. It ain't my fault they on the outside. I'd love for Mitch McConnell to have a change of heart and start being a human being. But just the motherfucker that's like, we gonna destroy Barack Obama, okay? We gonna destroy the Democrats. We gonna hold up Merrick Garland. Then like, no, nigga, I'll get this karma. I'm glad it's happening to your ass. I hope it you did. I want to say anything else, the government might come, but y'all know what I mean. It could have been. I was laughing on this motherfucker the same way.
Listen, Rod, I agree with you. Okay. But what if that's how he found out? What if that's how he found out that Sinead O'Connor died? Okay, he saw the Grim Reaper. You know what I mean? He chilling with him. He like, oh shit, I was a big fan.
Yeah, we couldn't hear that in his AirPods. He was actually But yeah, fuck that dude, man. I honestly, dog, if you on that, like, man, you know, we could all be fuck you too. Stop making excuses for horrible people, man. That man has power and has made the world decidedly worse on his watch on purpose. And just because death coming for us all is no excuse to start feeling sorry for this nigga.
Just try to live your life in such a way that if you are captured on tape or on film, possibly having a stroke, the country won't laugh at you.
Yeah, that's it.
Try to live a life where no one will celebrate your impending death.
There's a very high percentage of people that a high percentage of people I would absolutely feel sorry for right there. Yeah. He is a very small percentage of people, and he earned that. He wanted that.
That's true. Yeah, I go, brother.
Yeah. Somebody update his firmware. Get him back out there.
Get the new operating system running on them.
Reset them to factory settings, whatever y'all got to do.
I don't know. I think they're just going to put him in the back next to Dianne Feinstein.
They going to weaken and burning these niggas.
They're just going to go,
Yeah, Dianne Feinstein was wild because they had the video and they was like, yeah, she back. And then like they're like, so Senator Feinstein, what's been going on with you? She's like, who? What? Where?
Yeah,
when? I ain't missed no days. Like,
right?
What? You ain't been here 3 months. I don't know what y'all talking. I ain't holding up no judge appointments. Shit. Like, all right, you just letting this happen. We live in an oldocracy. I know that's not the right word. But y'all know what I mean.
Yeah, come on. Let's liven up the joint a little bit.
Yeah, and I don't mind people being old if they can do the job, and I also don't mind if you're old and you don't. If you one of them old people that's gonna like use the fact that you dying to lead the earth better, I love that because like they ain't got nothing on you, you know. Well, you do. Well, like Joe Biden's just like, well, fuck it, no student loans. He's like, he using that shit because he know he ain't gonna be around to deal.
Yeah, you don't have to mess with it.
Hey, y'all, yeah, reparations, whatever. Like, that.
Why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like the old greedy motherfuckers, like, dude, you're not even finna be here to spend this money. What's Manchin greedy for? What's McConnell greedy for? You're dying, bro. Hunter Biden. Speaking of the Bidens, he has a plea deal. Now I listened to the Daily because I'm gonna be real. I have not been following this story because I could give zero fucks.
I don't give a goddamn. I didn't vote for his son doing. I didn't vote for his son.
I'm like, he got a laptop and we was joking with. He said the N-word
taxes.
She said, "Give a nigga some cocaine." Am I supposed? What are we canceling him? What does he have? A TV show? Like what? So they did this big ass, like, Republicans have led this big ass, like, we're gonna get this guy. He's corrupt. He the one with the real ties to Russia and the Ukraine, and it goes all the way to the top. Joe Biden's covering for him and shit. So they did this big ass investigation. There's like a Republican like lawyer that was in charge of the investigation, and they took it so seriously, Trump didn't even know they were actually investigating him. So while Trump was demanding he be investigated, they were investigating him. The fucking like charges drop, and Trump's on fucking Truth Social like, why ain't nobody tell me? That's fucked up. I'm the one who started all this bullshit.
You heard me out here talking,
right? I could have used this in November. Like the charges that they actually at the all, because they wanted like espionage, treason. They, his father's covering for him with being a lobbyist. Like they wanted a bunch of like major charges, and the only thing the dude could come up with was tax evasion. Like somehow he didn't pay his taxes, which he's a cokehead. Of course he didn't pay his taxes.
Right.
Like who was around like they got him.
What cokehead filed their taxes?
Yeah,
what
like,
they gonna file?
Right. Come on, buddy.
It don't make sense.
There's only two things. There's cocaine and then things you can use to buy more cocaine. So
that's it.
And then the second thing they got him on, he bought a gun, and when you fill out the like gun form, like I want to have a gun in America, it takes 3 minutes. One of the boxes you supposed to check is like, if you're using drugs at this time, you're supposed to say no or yes. And he said no because he wanted a gun. Right. And so
like a lot of other people do.
That's one of the crimes that he's pleading guilty to, which is, I'm like, y'all care about this? Because y'all are the party of everyone needs a gun. If he would have shot up a school, y'all be like, it shouldn't matter he's on cocaine. That's the NRA's First Amendment, Second Amendment right to have a gun. But because it's Joe Biden's son, it's like, that's what we got. So he has a plea deal where he wouldn't go to jail and probably has to go to rehab and shit like that. And then he has to stay out of trouble for a certain amount of time so he won't go to jail, which he probably gonna go to jail. But then, I mean, come on, man. It's probably not gonna work. But now his plea deal has apparently, at least temporarily, been put on hold after a federal judge hearing his case expressed concern over a related agreement on on the gun possession charge. So I think he's like, I'm cool with the tax plea deal, but the gun plea deal is too easy, and we need to look into it to see if he should go to jail. They really want him to go to jail.
That's what it boils down to. Because anybody else that'd be like, okay, it's over, let's finish. Yeah. But it don't matter. I'm not trying to funny. I don't give a fuck if his son go to jail or not. I'm voting for him 2024. Let's go, bitch. The fuck is this?
I don't think it matters either way. Like,
yeah, I mean, I feel like jails are overcrowded currently. Prisons, jails are overcrowded. They're a little packed. And also, the one that he would be sent to is one of the ones where like the fence comes up to your waist.
Right, yeah.
And it's like a kind that you can just throw your leg over and then just go out into the world again.
It's a strong suggestion to stay.
Yeah. Just like, I mean, just you can check in and check out, or it's like
outpatient prison.
Like he'll be at a prison where he's like, I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah. They order Grubhub and shit.
Yeah. That's not a real prison.
Exactly.
A little bit of tennis today.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. Hunter Biden, Benny the Butcher collabo. You know what I mean?
Oh, we need that.
Fire.
Sign him, Griselda. We already know he say the N-word, so
real talk, me, coke and guns, N-word. His name is already perfect. I'm with it.
Right. And he said it in like
Hunter yeah.
Hunter Biden is hard, yo. Real talk. That's a fire name right there.
Yeah,
Hunter
it
Biden,
works.
Griselda.
Like he low key. I remember reading some excerpts from when he said the N-word, and it was funny as shit. That was like I know that's the reason it didn't catch on, because like Black Twitter will get mad about the ficklest bull. Like someone can be rapping along to a song and say the N-word. If we don't like them, that shit going viral. We trying to cancel them. Republicans put this shit out like, haha, gotcha, gonna lose that black vote, Joe. And every black person I know who saw the quote was like, damn, that's good. You know how to say it.
Oh man, respect the boss.
And he put, this is what he wrote to his drug dealer. How much money do I owe you? Because nigga, you better not be charging me Hennessy rates.
Not the Hennessy rates.
Wait, what? That's what he said?
That's what he said.
Yo.
How is he not? Is there a mixtape anywhere called Hennessy Rates? How are we? Yo, look, I'm a little mad at Black Twitter that we didn't do more.
Real talk.
Hennessy Rates?
Yeah, this is like
better not carry the Hennessy Rates. If I don't see that tattooed on someone's shoulder blades in thug gothic lettering,
come on,
by end of business today.
Oh, y'all ain't putting this on
paying
t-shirt?
LeBron, Hunter paying Dwayne Wade, son. You know what I mean?
That's gonna be tattooed on somebody in the thigh.
Because nigga, you better not be talking the Hennessy rates.
That's awesome.
God. Oh my God!
Like that's my new stripping name. Hennessy Rates.
That's at least got to be a drag queen
coming
on
to the stage. Hennessy Rates.
At least got to be a drag queen on Drag Race or something.
Listen, I fully support the metric system, but whatever system got Hennessy rates, I'm converting. That is perfect. That is the unit of measure I want to like judge all of life by now. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got my mortgage. I paid 2% Hennessy rates. And I'm everything. I
Right?
that on
Absolutely.
all my bills. Real talk.
This is definitely the interest rate I need. The Hennessy rate.
Hennessy rate.
Give me the Hennessy rate on this new car. Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
I want to yell that at complaints. Yo, you ain't promote me to first class after I paid the Hennessy rate?
Come
You
on.
out of your mind. I refuse to sit in coach and Hennessy rate payment. Come on.
That is, oh my goodness. Hennessy rate.
Right.
That's poetry. Come on now.
I'm paying Hennessy rates for my Hulu subscription, and they still try to
I'm not going for this.
Oh man! All right, let's get to our next segment. Let's play a little bit of a game that we like to call "Fucking with Black People." I'll explain it after this song. All right, time to play "Fucking with Black People." This is a game we go around the world, find articles that make us feel fucked with as Black people, and then we rate them from 0 to 100 in intervals of 25. So 25, 50, 75 as how much we feel fucked with. Today's contestants, a school board.
Okay.
First of all, also the title of this article, Ta-Nehisi Coates or Ta-Nehisi Coates.
I call Ta-Nehisi.
I know.
I'm Black. I know that's probably the wrong way to mispronounce. I'm like, Ta-Nehisi Coates.
It looked like Issy, but I heard him say Ta-Nehisi before too. I don't know.
I've been calling him T
so.
all week. Been like, yo, T, what's good? Yeah, T Coates.
T Money. What up, T Money? Ta-Nehisi Coates crashes a school board meeting over the banning of his book. Now, I find the title to be salacious because he didn't crash it. Like, you crash a wedding. You know what I mean? Like, you crash something you're not supposed to be at. Like, he's allowed to come to the fucking meeting. And I know
it's about his book, ain't it?
right. And you know he was posted up. He not no loud ass like, I know y'all ain't canceling my book. Like, he was just there. And they're like, he crashed the meeting. So yeah, they're trying to get rid of his book because there's a teacher who actually had approval to teach a lesson from the book Between the World and Me, which I read. It's a great book. It's kind of like James Baldwin's like The Fire Next Time or whatever. And so the lesson got shut down and the book got removed from the course because some students filed a complaint claiming the book made them feel guilty for being white. Because white feelings, obviously, the only ones that matter. Really, I really wonder if we're low key playing this wrong as Black people and minorities. If we just need to start organizing, getting rid of white shit all the time. Like, hey, y'all made new rules. If people feel bad, they ain't got to learn it. I don't necessarily care about the Revolutionary War. Fuck it. Let's skip that lesson. Ain't got nothing to do with me. I feel bad as a Black person that Crispus Attucks got shot first. He ain't had nothing to do with it. Make me feel guilty.
That is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
They would shut that shit down and reverse that rule so quick.
Get some of their classics. Like, why the fuck is there like a nigger gem in this book? I don't care. It made me feel bad. You gotta go.
No, I don't give a fuck about Moby Dick. That's probably why I hated history.
Yeah. Oh, y'all named the award the Mark Twain Award. I don't like that. But yeah, so according to footage obtained by CBS 19, a slew of people wearing blue rallied in support for the book and for academic freedom during the board hearing, and Coates sat in the back of the room next to the teacher who assigned the book as a sign of solidarity. What matters most to me is that my students have the ability to hear 6 or 7 opinions on one topic, come up with their own thesis, support it with evidence, and come up with an independent conclusion, said Superintendent Dr. Akil Ross, which sounds like learning to me.
Yeah, they don't want you to learn.
Yeah, I think we talked about this a long time ago when we talked about the textbooks and how they changed the kids' textbooks in Texas and stuff. Americans look at education as dictating to you what to believe.
I agreed.
We don't look at it as teaching you how to think.
No.
It's like, no, this is what you are approved to believe, and we will tell you what you're allowed to believe. And don't you fucking deviate off this shit at all, or we'll shut it down.
Yes, and the foundation of how school systems were made. School systems were made to get children into the working class. You're going to be able to add and you're going to be able to read. Period. Like, we don't really give a fuck beyond that. We're trying to get your ass into the workforce so we can work yourself to death.
I think it's even worse than that, because it's not just getting you into the workforce, but it's like a certain type of American mindset they want people to have. And it's like certain questions not allowed to be asked. You're not allowed to feel like this country fucked up. They want you to get out of school and feel like this is the greatest country ever. But most importantly, they're not even thinking about all the kids. They're just thinking about the white kids.
Right.
Like, how are we going to get white kids who still believe in America if they learn all the shit America's done? So then we just won't teach them. And we won't tell them what Black people think. You know, because this is Ta-Nehisi's life that he wrote. This was not like, it's not even necessarily a history book. It's like, this happened to me.
Right.
And kids aren't allowed to learn that bad things happen to Ta-Nehisi Coates in his life because he's Black. They're not allowed to learn that.
I feel like, to Karen's point, if we are trying to make more employees, which I believe that is part of the education system, that's why the hours are the same. Right. Just get them used to it. Then these white kids whose feelings were hurt need to buck the fuck up.
Right.
Like, right. I feel like maybe it's like I stop caring about that. You know what I mean? Like, I understand you have feelings about history, but look here.
Right.
When you get out of here, you just going to get a job. They're not going to care about your feelings.
And why is it the party of fuck your feelings is always the one that throw their kids' feelings in our face? I thought y'all were like, fuck people's feelings. We just got to tell, it's America, get toughen up. And it's like, unless it's a white kid, then we got to shut the whole school down. Y'all can't be learning.
I mean, you got the bootstraps too, right? We all got our regulation bootstraps at birth.
Right.
So you better use yours too. Buck
And
up, kid.
low key, honestly, it feels a little whack that I know that the superintendent has to say what they got to say, but it feels a little whack that they even have to be like, we need to give them 6 or 7 opinions. I'm like, we don't need the racist opinions.
No, what we don't need.
We not
Get it?
yeah,
There are not 6 or 7 opinions about anything.
right. Like I know what you were trying to do. You're trying to finesse. You got a job. You're trying to finesse these white folks. But come on, be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
we're
Tucker
big
Carlson.
we're big on binaries here. We're big on We keep saying that we're not. We're trying to be accepting, but really, it's always a team this or team that.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And the rest is just nuance, which we don't do anymore.
Right, we don't do that.
Right, and I think the thing that frustrates me as a product, which we all are, but I'll speak for me personally, as a product of the school system here in North Carolina, and not giving a fuck about most of the schools are boring. You because we didn't do anything fun. Everything was here's something and you regurgitate it. Now, one advantage that Roderick had over me was he had parents that like shoved books in his face. It was like, nigga, you gonna read this? I didn't. And so a lot of the shit that I'm learning as an adult. And so for me, I had to get over a lot of shame and a lot of feeling like I'm being judged, even though I'm not, out of my lack of knowledge and lack of just not knowing. But it's not my fault because I wasn't taught. But at the same time, I feel inadequate at times because I feel like, well, this is something I ought to know, but you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And so I kind of had to get over that hurdle. And I think some Black people feel the same way as me. And instead of embracing it and accepting the reality of it and expanding your mind and learning, they want to shut the shit down also. So those people and white supremacists are actually on the same page, which is we don't want our children to learn about it on either side.
All right, let's rate it 0 to 100, intervals of 25. Start with you, Karen. How much do you feel fucked with by this story?
Oh, this gets to Jakaris. And the biggest reason why it gets to Jakaris is because white kids are the only kids that matter. When Black kids, a lot of times before they are of age of talking, a lot of them have experienced some form of racism, either directly, indirectly, or either feeling the vibe from their parents. Because that happened to me. Like I remember things as a child that happened. And as an adult, I go, that's why she did that. In my mind, I thought you just making a scene and embarrassing me.
Right.
But it was racism that was happening. My feelings, those children feelings, nobody gives a fuck about that.
Right.
So that's why I give it a Jakaris, because it's only about the feelings of the white children.
For Gastor and Shalewa, Jakaris is if it's above a 100. And that I know Karen makes it sound like Jakaris, like it's a line, like it's a line
someone she went to school with. Yeah.
That's all. I mean, he got drafted last week. That's what's up.
Right. Yeah. Jakaris, linebacker, Mississippi State. But Jakaris is what you can give it if it's so mad you're above 100. So how much you feel fucked with Gastor? 0 to 100, intervals 25.
I'm gonna go with 75. I think it's a lot, but I've seen more. So I gotta give these young white folks room for improvement. In hatred,
they can do better.
They can do better. I've seen worse.
Nobody learned the crowd. They ain't sick no dogs on nobody.
I didn't see no hoods come out.
Low key, I mean, look, I'm not trying to say this to hype to get them like to like start no shit, but low key, these like the weakest white folks they've had of all the batches of white folks so far. Like these motherfuckers soft. Okay,
the only consistent issue I'm having with this generation is the amount of times they choose blue as their color, just because I fuck with blue. Like I just want to wear blue. You know what I mean? I'm a Giants fan.
Right.
We wear blue.
You don't want to mean nothing.
Yeah, now it's gonna mean some other shit when I just want to match my pennies.
Valid point. You grew up in New York, not Compton. Yeah. What about you, Shalewa?
I will also give it a 75. 50 of that goes to these poor little kids and their little feelings, which I'm like, you're gonna have to give me more because I don't care about most people's feelings, so that's not gonna be enough for me. But then an additional 25 for what if we give it a real Beatty like news headline of just like, this man barged in and blah blah.
Right.
It's like, nah, no.
Right. I just picture him like kicking the front door in and throwing a couple of chairs around or something.
How dare you? Yeah. And I'm like, I don't think that's like someone's older brother or sister. Like, well, we'll get him on the media side. You get him with the feelings. Y'all cry over here, and then I'll type it up all angry over here. So
that's valid. I give it 100 because I think part of it is just that I love Ta-Nehisi Coates' work so much, and I know he just don't be bothering nobody. He ain't even on Twitter and shit no more. He just like, leave me alone. So I know him putting on his clothes and leaving the house was just an ordeal because he was like, these motherfuckers. Yeah. So
yes. Yo, like, he was so little of a scene. They don't even got a good picture of him from the place. Like that dude was attended a whole meeting. You guys said he barged in. You couldn't even get him in good lighting. Like that, you know, he was there for 2 hours.
They using headshots,
chilling in the back.
Yeah, they using like headshots from his book tour for the article because ain't nobody even take a picture. Because that's how little of a scene he was making.
They didn't even know he was there. They found out after. Oh, that's what that black guy was.
Didn't even know that man was there.
All right, this next one is a real short one.
Okay.
And it's mostly just me wanting to praise myself for being right. So Jason was
right.
We found out some behind the scenes. Jason Aldean's video. Try that in a small town.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we watched some of it, and I said it's racist, and it feels racist because it's doing so much work to make sure that the footage in the video is not black people.
Right.
And that feels like they sat in a room and had a come to Jesus moment of like, we can't just put black people fighting the police in here because everybody's gonna know what we're saying.
Right.
So let's put some white people fighting the police, but sing like it's black people. And I said, okay, yeah, that's the vibe I'm feeling. Turns out Jason Aldean's controversial video reportedly edited to remove Black Lives Matter references. Play my song.
Rob is right. Yep, Rob is right. Rob is right. Rob is right. Yep, Rob is right. Yeah, Rob is right. Ooh, what was that again? Oh yeah, Rob was right. Rob was right.
Okay, Gastor, we need songs.
I was already writing it down. This song
yeah, but I got a jingle too. Play mine.
Shout out to Mike Kaplan who wrote that jingle.
Okay.
And Karen would like to show off her jingle, even though this don't have nothing to do with her.
Nope.
Okay, Rod, yours might be more useful, but she got you with the bounce.
I mean, it's a bop. I mean, it is what it is. I can't, I don't determine who sends the bops in, okay? Mike Kaplan gave me mine, and hers is from Psycho Music, a producer that listens to the show. And of course, I definitely have to play this clip as well.
I've been right about all of it! We've been right about all of it! Wow! Yes! Yes!
No score on that one. I just needed to gloat because
you're right. You're right on that one.
Fuck, man, I could feel it yesterday. I said, "This motherfucker talking about us," and I saw a couple black people fall for it. I saw a couple. I'm not gonna say y'all name on the show because I know it's embarrassing, but. Well, what about his First Amendment rights and shit? I was like, man, this nigga is racist.
Yeah, you work too hard. That's the one thing they do is to work too hard to not seem that way, so that they can go. But no,
right?
People deniability,
like being from the South, especially. Like I know the difference between like a white person that's not racist but misspoke, and a white person that's speaking exactly right but they racist as fuck. I know the difference.
Yeah,
he was saying the right shit while being racist. I just want to be proud of America again. I'm like, okay, call me a nigger. Just call. Just go ahead and say it, buddy.
I mean, I know we polite, but I know what you saying.
All right. Well, we've had a lot of fun. Okay. We have one last thing to talk about.
Oh,
and that is sword ratchetness. I'll explain what it is after this long ass sound effect. sword ratchetness is when we go around the world and we find
longest soundtrack ever.
We find different articles about swords and violence and stuff, because while we know about the scourge that guns are on the society and the world, no one's regulating these swords really. And there's still people killing people with swords every day. If I tried to do an article every day, I would not have enough time in the world to do a sword ratchetness. That's how many is happening. Today, drugged up ex-Yorkshire chef disemboweled a man with a sword during a row over a girlfriend about sex.
Oh, disemboweled? What did he disembowel?
The bowels, Karen. That's how you.
You just disembowel.
It's right there in the word.
Oh no! I thought it was a certain type of cut. I was like, "The fuck is this?"
Well, I mean, it is a certain type of cut.
Yeah,
and then the bowels fell out. The ex-chef left his victim with his innards hanging out during a sword attack after earlier telling the man he wanted to have sex with his girlfriend at a New Year's Eve party.
Oh no!
So this is, first of all, how old is this? So the article is July 26th. So I guess this is some old shit. It was like New Year's Eve. He was like, "Can I bang your girl?" And he's like, "No, bro, that's insane." He's like, "All right, be right back with my sword." Somebody's guts is getting stabbed up in. So it's either going to be you or your girl. Make a decision. I'm going to get some cut up, okay? This article, by the way, I know it's like the UK, but this article is shady as fuck, because this is the second time they started a sentence with drug user Julian Ball. Like, to the point. Like the title was drugged up ex-Yorkshire chef. They couldn't just say chef, like ex-chef. Nope. Well, he disemboweled the other man with the most horrific murderous sword, which he used to stab him in the stomach during the New Year's Eve. The high spirits Ball said if the victim was not going to shag his girlfriend, he wanted to do so instead.
This has everything you want. This has absolutely everything you want. Yeah, you want a chef.
Yes.
You want a drugged out chef. You want a drugged out chef who's trying to fuck someone else's girl. This is all textbook. A drugged out chef who's trying to fuck somebody's girl who could get his hands on the sword. Because nice knife work, right? That's what he's used to. It's everything. It's everything you want. It's the perfect.
And he's disemboweling people.
Yeah.
Like, that's the chef coming out to disembowel. He's like, this ain't nothing but chitlins. Come here.
Yeah, this ain't nothing. Come on. I can do this. I'm on the line right now. I'm on the line.
How you want the bowels? You want to be Julian? What you want, dog?
Right? He certainly lost himself in there for a moment. And people were like, hey, that's not a pig. Get out of there.
Right. The pair then stepped outside and Ball brought the sword down in a chopping motion, leaving the victim with a 10 centimeter of his small bowel protruding out of his side.
10 centimeters.
Ball 44 of no fixed address. He's homeless.
He's a homeless, drug-addled chef with a sword trying to cut.
Yeah.
Where do you keep the sword if you're homeless?
I guess
right outside the door. I don't.
Yeah.
Unless he walking around like a Ninja Turtle or some shit.
He probably has it in a cane.
Yeah.
Probably has it in a cane. Or he puts it together like a pool cue, like it's with his knives, but he just puts it
like Uncle Phil.
Yeah. You never want to mess with nobody that got a sword like a pool cue.
Yeah.
He's like, you never want to play pool against nobody that own their own pool cue.
Yeah.
You definitely don't want to fight us. Yeah. So he admitted to wounding the man with intent to cause grievous bodily harm from the incident. He was originally accused of attempted murder, but that charge was dropped.
Oh.
Yeah, the Biden family must have intervened.
How was it dropped? That's what we're talking about. Because guns,
they don't take it serious.
You disembowel somebody with a bullet, you're going to jail.
Hunter Biden said, I'm not on drugs to get a gun, and this nigga might go to jail. This man got a whole ass sword, and they said, no, we're not going to say attempted murder. That's too harsh.
Listen, he's a chef, though. He knows how to use it. So he could be like, I ain't mean to murder you. I knew exactly what I was cutting off.
Oh, right. Okay, I see. Yeah. He's like, if I wanted you dead, you be dead.
Okay, straight up.
I'm messing with your bowels, not your heart.
Come on. I just freaking seed you up a little bit.
You can steal that off with a little crazy glue.
Yeah.
You know, you put a little crazy glue on it.
People get disemboweled every day, B. You know what I mean?
I got a whole chicken. I do quick work of you.
Ball admitted to possessing cannabis.
Oh, okay.
Aisha Smart, the prosecutor, said that Ball lived near the home of a woman who was the girlfriend of the victim in the case. In the past, Ball had flirted with her and made suggestions about wanting to have sex with her. Well, first of all, sir, you don't have a place to live.
He had a place. It was right outside her house.
Yeah. Like, this feels a little stalkery.
Yeah.
You know?
Look,
like this.
Hey, I guess he could be rewarded for not just attempting to have sex with her. He asked.
Yeah, I mean, we love to see that, but
yeah, we love, consent.
Yeah, we love consent. It feels a little coercive to be like,
yeah, it's not the best kind of consent.
Right.
Yeah, he didn't slice her.
Right, yeah. He's like, listen, I'm gonna stab your man up and then he ain't gonna be able to hit it. Yeah, so you gonna need somebody.
I don't care about his consent, apparently.
He just slide up the next day playing Joe. Oh
no! That kind of man. Let me stab him in the stomach.
Right. The woman and her boyfriend were out on New Year's Eve in the early hours when they saw Ball and accompanied him to his caravan to continue socializing. So they were trying to be nice. Oh. They said, we'll go with you to the caravan. You know, he's the
so he lives in a van.
A caravan, apparently.
Yeah. That's what that was. That's just him living in a van.
I knew a dude in college. He used to smash chicks in the van. So, I mean, it can happen.
It can happen.
Ball began to proposition the woman and told her boyfriend, if you're not going to shag her, I will shag her. Ball asked the man to leave so that he could have sex with the woman, but he refused.
Oh, no.
I got to tell you, more and more, he just sounds like a gentleman.
I know. Very confident. I'm kind of enjoying his confidence.
Real talk.
I do want to know how.
Be a prince.
I mean, I'm liking this caravan swag.
He's fighting her like he put out a glove. I challenge you to a duel for this lady's honor. I do want to know her perspective though. Like, was she messy? Like, was she scared, or was she like, "Oh, what you gonna do? You just gonna let him talk about me like that?" The man thought he was going to have an argument with Ball and that there might be a fight. And they shouted and swore at each other, and Ball got in the man's face. Ball produced a sword and raised it above his head.
Produce it. Basically, he was like, that shit came out of nowhere. Just say you don't know where that sword came from.
Yeah.
I like caravan.
Yeah. I think Gastor's onto something. He probably put it together in front of his face.
But
he made
right there, yo. Boom.
Right. He's like, I got you. Don't just stay right there.
Don't worry about it. Give me a second.
Don't go nowhere. So then he chopped him. He made contact with his nose while he was holding it up to protect his face. He stabbed the man in the left side of his stomach in the same motion. Damn, that's some samurai shit. Yeah. He hit his nose and his side in one swing. Motherfucking the last samurai.
If you watch a man come out his caravan, threaten you, tell you, I need to smash your girl, you should leave. You say no, and then that dude builds a sword in front of you, and you still there chilling, that's on you at that point. Like, when do you take ownership of the situation?
Valid point.
You know what I mean?
That's a valid point.
He did everything possible to let you know this is going to happen, okay?
Right.
You got warning signs all over the place.
I'm homeless. Right. I'm drugged up.
You know what I mean?
I'm a chef
in the caravan.
Right.
Is it a car? Is it a van? Nobody knows.
Your girl stayed in the van. Like, that's a bad sign. She didn't come out with y'all.
Right.
To
She
oversee
just
what's
there like
happening.
reading a magazine, like, I wonder what they're talking about.
Yeah, I guess the winner will come back and dick me down. We'll find out. The ball told the victim, "You are going to die." Nobody called an ambulance at that stage, but the woman later tried to do so. The ambulance found the man and took him to the hospital. First of all, what was her hold up? I'm getting stabbed for your honor, and you like, I'll call him later. Did you smash this homeless man? I want to know. It took so long.
I mean,
and like, you can't make it up to me, by the way. If you wait 20 minutes to call the fucking hospital, we're breaking up anyway. So you might as well fuck the dude.
Agreed.
I've been bleeding for 20 minutes. You're like, oh, I'm gonna get to it in a minute. You know what? Fuck it. I don't know what I was thinking. He admitted that he had taken.
No, I was gonna say, Rod, you just have never played a really crucial level of like Candy Crush or anything. I for sure have put some things on hold that I should have been running to catch because I'm like, wait, hold on,
I'm bleeding.
So
hold on 1 second.
What? Yeah, I'm real close.
Candy Crush. All right,
all right. Now what happened? Oh my!
Are those your bowels?
Are you bleeding? Oh,
what happened here?
He did admit to taking ecstasy and acid, and a joint of cannabis was found. But those are all three drugs I think would make you not stab somebody.
Yeah, that's not really.
That combination feels not stabby enough to me.
Yeah, I mean acid.
Well,
perhaps acid, but the X should bring that down.
Right.
And
the acid, I believe him.
Mm-hmm.
But she probably, maybe it was the horniness of the ecstasy combined with the acid that made him stab. So, but yeah, there was clearly a highly dangerous weapon that was used. It was potentially life-threatening at the time, but nothing was going to impact upon him in a substantial way moving forward. The victim later said that his life had been ruined and his employment at a food factory had been terminated. Great strain had been put on his relationship with his girlfriend because he wasn't able to have sexual relations with her. Oh,
damn,
man.
She's the real victim,
right?
Throughout all of this.
Everybody want to fuck me is gonna go to jail or be laid up in the hospital.
Yeah, man.
Ball had 28 previous offenses.
What?
From 1997 to 2013, including 2 of assault, actual bodily harm, and another possessing a blade.
Yo, this dude
ain't new to this.
He's a time traveler. This dude is a time traveler. He has been winning duels 28 times in modern day history. Yo, that's crazy.
He's a Highlander and shit.
Straight
He's
up,
a Gavin McLeod.
Because all I heard is he's won 28 times. Like that,
right.
Like, he should have died by now. If you've had 28 of these with swords.
He's like, I retired 28-0 from sword fighting.
Yo.
He should have known. He should have known
ever.
When Buddy pulled out the sword and all of a sudden Michael Buffer came out and was like, and in this corner, 27-0, undefeated.
Yo, that's probably that's why he live in the van though. Because you can't be the dude that stab people with swords and stay in the same hood.
Yeah, no, you don't have to be
on the move. Yo, that's that stab.
You gotta take that on the road.
Yeah. You gotta get it
over and over again. Yeah. Ain't no home games in the sword game. You know what I mean? Everything's on the road.
Yo, shots to the merch right there, right?
Yeah, it's all away. It's all away games. You living like a samurai and shit. So then the lawyers for him said he fully appreciates that he behaved abhorrently. He doesn't excuse his actions. He has throughout demonstrated remorse. It was a defendant who made them aware that an ambulance needed to be called. He directed them to the weapon that he had used. Okay. Ball was hardworking and had previously worked as a chef in a restaurant. He foolishly returned to drugs after 20 years. He was working as an orderly while in prison on remand and was an enhanced prisoner. The judge said, you attacked your victim with a sword, a most horrific murderous weapon. Only good fortune prevailed a fatality here. Oh, they even talk better over there. That's how they judge. That's how they judge over there. That was very token nest.
Yeah.
All right, man. Tell everybody where to find y'all.
Yes, and if y'all doing any shows.
And yeah, if you're doing shows, all that type of stuff. Shalewa, you go first, then Gastor.
Okay. I'm on all of the social medias at Silky Jumbo. All one word, traditional spelling. If you're in the New York area, on Sunday, July 30th, I am doing my solo show called Don't Reach in the Bag. It's about the 6+ years that I worked at in a porn store. And I'm doing that on Sunday, July 30th, around 8:15 at a place called Brooklyn Comedy Collective. Ticket links, it's like $15. Ticket links are in the bios of all of my things. And I got a site, Shalewa Sharp, SHALEWA, SHARPE.com, that also has this information. And Gastor, tell them about the podcast.
Word up. You catch our podcast, The War Report, on every single place that streams podcasts. You know what I mean? It's a fun time. It's basically Shalewa giving me life advice over and over again. Hey, come check that out. It might be good for you too. Besides that, we cover some dope news. So yeah, check us out at War Report, the War Report Pod on Instagram if you want to submit any articles. And you can catch me on all social medias as well at GastorAlmonte.com. And starting next week, you might catch me in a van with a sword just because I'm inspired right now. You know what I mean?
And you definitely will hear in our next episodes me talking him out of that.
Yeah. We definitely ain't got to worry about him taking it on the road because he ain't leaving New York.
No, not at all. Like the edge of the block.
Between the 5 boroughs, that's as far as it's going to go.
First time you see like a grasshopper or some shit, you're going to be like, let me get back in the van and go to the
It's crazy.
Please. You go out.
I know I'm not built for travel just because like I saw a horse like recently and like that was so fascinating to me. And it shouldn't be. That is so wild. It's a nature thing to me. But yeah, I got nunchucks though. I'm ready. I'll transition to the sword soon.
All right. Well, good luck out there.
You doing any live shows? Or
Appreciate you. Yeah. Every day I'm performing somewhere. You can find all of that either my IG or on my website, GastorAlmonte.com. Once a month, I host a show at Union Hall in Brooklyn. It's called Sandwich. We give away a decadent sandwich to our favorite audience member.
Oh, that sounds dope. All right, y'all. That's it. We're out we'll be back Saturday for our feedback show. Definitely make sure y'all check out the podcast, man. We listen to it. We're big fans. A
lot of fun.
And I feel like if you like what we do
so much, especially Karen, because she tweets about it immediately as she's listening to it. And I'm like, she is literally our number one fan.
And
so,
she don't
thank
tweet,
you.
You don't tweet just nothing for anybody.
No.
So,
I appreciate that. Real talk.
No, it means a lot.
Make sure y'all check them out. And until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody. Bye, Gastor. Bye, Shalewa. Have a good one.